Hi everyone, Emmy here. I'm so excited to show you the first bracelet that I made with my Desert Caravan Curiosities box from John Bead. Huge thank you. This is a wonderful box. I can't wait to dig into the rest of the beads, but for this one, let's just take a look at what I did. So this design, let's just move this up a bit here. For this design, I actually have a tutorial already for it. Now, I did have to alter some things. Let's talk about first the beads that we got in our Curiosities box that I used in this bracelet. So these incredible 2-hole ovals with this gorgeous, let me see if I can get a better look at this. Let me move this over so you can see everything. Yes, these beautiful. You can see where the two lines are, where the holes are. And you can see too by the design. Let's get it all in here. I used 4 or 5 of these beads, and I still have 9 left. So I'm going to do another design that's a little simpler. So if you're interested in this design, I will put the link in the description along with the links to the John Bead Friends and Family site. So you can order your next box. You know what? The next box is called Creepin' It Real. And it's Halloween box. So you definitely want to have that. Let's take a look at the other beads that I used. So what I'll do is I'll come up with a design, a simpler design, because this is, I think I'm going to start categorizing the complexity of the design by how many needles I use up. So I had to throw out my needle when I was done this. It was all bent. So this is a one needle bracelet design. Actually, it would probably be a 2 now that I think of it, because I used the needle way beyond what I should have. But I did find I did have to make a few alterations. This fire polish, this is the ones we got in our box. Let me get the caliper. These are gorgeous. They're like a frosted, like a peachy pink color, and then it has, let's find one that has a lot of AB on it so you can see how stunning. Look at that, how stunning that is. So these I think are 6. Yeah, these are 6 millimeter. In the design that I'm going to link in the description, it's a 4 millimeter bead. So what happens with the 4 millimeter bead, and you could always substitute this for, say, a pearl and do the same thing. So you attach these by attaching 1 seed bead at the end. So then you have a bead to go through to create this it's kind of a lacy look. In the initial design, it being a 4 millimeter, it's probably to about here. So when you go through that bead that's attached, it's right in line with these 2 seed beads against the next set of super duos. So that changed it up a bit. Definitely this, you'll have to add, I think I added, in these sections here, I added 3 seed beads in the original design, but because this bead is bigger, you have to add 4. The other part is pretty simple because you're just lining up the beads next to the larger bead, so you can just add a bead and check it, that kind of thing. And then I did the end differently. So, and that's pretty straightforward. Let me know if you're like super interested in doing this. We can do it, but I'll tell you, it is difficult. Yeah, it started to get very complex. Now, that could be just because I was designing on the fly. But yeah, so these Now, I have to say, I use these. These are gem duos, and they're called. The color is Apollo Gold, so they're different on the back. They're kind of like a backlit thing going on. They were brighter than I realized. Like that, it kind of takes away from this bead. I want this bead to be the star of the show, so we will do a design with these. So that's this one here, and of course, fancy it up with like my little stash of fancy clasps. Definitely any clasp will go on this, and you don't need if you don't have clasps like this, don't worry, because nobody really looks at your clasp. They look at this part. So yeah, this turned out really nice. Let's take a look what it looks like on. So there is the design. I did go through this a second time because I wanted the arch to stay. And again, that's where the bent needle comes in. And I did a few things like this. I put a bead in front of these here because otherwise there's like a little gap. But I don't know that it, it's funny. I always show my wife when I come up with a new design, I show her. And she said, "Oh, that's really intricate. That's beautiful." She said, and I mentioned that there was a few things I would change when I did it again. And she said, "Oh, like this bead sticking out at the front." I'm like, she knows nothing about beads, yet she picked that. So she knows the kind of things that irritate me. I'm like, okay, that doesn't go there. So there you go. This is the first one. I'm getting ready to do a bunch more designs. Let's open this up so you can see. So definitely take a look at the John Bead Friends and Family site in the description. If you have any problems finding it, let me know and I will describe it in more detail. Right now, the way it works is underneath the video, if you're watching, you have your video, and underneath it has the title. If you tap on that section, it will actually bring up a sidebar, which is the links. And it doesn't give the whole thing, but it'll at the very end of the writing, it says more. You can tap that, and then it brings up a page of all the description links. And the one of the first ones will be I'll have the video link for the tutorial for this, but it also, or the one that's similar, but underneath that should be the friends and family link for the curiosity box. Once you get there, open that link to that website, then make sure you click on the curiosities box. It'll give you all the different boxes that are available. All of them are sold out, but the next one in line will say pre-sale, keeping it real, the Halloween one. So a lot of information, but I know sometimes it's confusing, so I wanted to make sure you have an idea how to find that. So there you go. In case you're wondering with this, I use these beautiful Terra Metallic Matte Light Coral Pink seed beads, 11-0 seed beads that I got in one of my John Bead unboxings. And the more recent Super Duo unboxing that I got from John Bead, these are the Rosaline Matte. So I added one of those in between these guys, which is the Matte Metallic Flax Super Duo. One of my favorites. I use these all the time, and especially with Christmas coming, I use these in a lot of designs. So huge thanks to John Bead for all of that. And again, this one here is the Apollo Gold, and they're available through John Bead too. If you're having issues finding some of these like alternate beads that I show you, if you're in the US, you can find those a lot of these on the Michaels online site. I know the stores don't carry a lot of stuff, but definitely the US Michaels online site. I took a look one day and I was blown away by the amount of stuff they have. So there you go. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.